What up, guys? It's Phil with Phil's Lawn Care.
Hey, it's Aaron with the Mowing in the Dark Lawn Care Podcast.
Hey guys, Cameron here with the Lawn Care Life of Missouri.
Hey everyone, this is Evan with Turf Nerds, a lawn care podcast.
Hey guys, this is Dan White with Lawn Care Unscripted.
And you're listening to the Lawn Care Talk with Tony Rudolph.
What's up, guys? Hope you're doing great. I got a special guest for you today. A really, really cool guy. I met him so many years ago, and just a really kind-hearted, great guy. One of my favorite guys in the community. You know, there's hundreds of people in the community, but one of my favorites. He lives up in the mountains of North Carolina somewhere. Has a great business, a great family. I met his family over the years at Quip Expo and stuff like that. And yeah, so just really, really excited that he took some of his time tonight to come to our podcast. You know, he took his time to do this, and he's up in the mountains somewhere. Sometimes I can even hear a little bug in the background, and he took his time to do this. So thank you for coming on tonight, bud. Just tell people a little bit who you are. Tell what year you got in your business and how old you are now, and kind of tell about your business setup a little bit.
Okay, well, my name is Stacy Lanning, and my company's Lawn Commander Property Service.
Yeah.
And I am up in the mountains near Asheville. Probably, say, 30 minutes from Biltmore House. Most people are probably familiar with Biltmore House.
Yeah.
I am 58 years old.
Oh, wow. You don't look it.
Well, I mean, I've got this old long gray beard, so, you know, I think me and your dad probably close to the same age.
Yeah, probably somewhat in the realm. Willow, every time you touch the mic like that, it makes a noise in here. So just put it close to your mouth and just leave it alone. And don't touch it, okay? Well,
I mean, I guess you could say I've literally done it all my life.
Oh, wow.
As a kid, you mow some yards in the neighborhood or something. And, I tell people I bought my first commercial equipment when I was 25, somewhere along about 1992 or 93.
Oh, wow. You've been in the game.
So, looking at 30, 32, 33 years.
So were you, back then, 93, were you posting on Instagram or what?
Instagram, yeah, right. Now, about all we had back then was a newspaper.
Yeah. So what was your first mower that you had in 93?
My first mower was the John Deere walk behind.
Oh, wow.
It was yellow deck with green drive. I guess you'd call it the
I've
drive.
seen those, yeah. Was it like belt drive?
No, it was a wet disc transmission. Had the steering clutches, sort of probably similar to like a farm tractor or something that I had. So it was all a transaxle, or wet disc transaxle.
I gotcha. So can you explain to us, a lot of guys, if they're young, they don't even know what you're talking about. Kind of explain a little bit about how that works.
The transmission on the John Deere?
Yeah.
There was just clutches, similar to the clutch in your car or truck or motorcycle, or, like even a brake pad or something. It was just a fiber disc, and then different plates, metal plates. And those desks would, when you brake with whichever way you wanted to turn, it would release that clutch and the other wheel would still drive while the one that you was pressing to turn right or left, would just kind of lock up, so to speak.
I gotcha. So was this, because I know back in, when I can remember the ones my dad had when I was young, they had some of these old Skag fixed deck walk behinds and stuff, and they were belt drive.
Right.
But this, it's those guys out there, you've probably been spared, the younger guys, of squeezing those handles, man. That's a whole nother ball game. We have it easy nowadays, you know what I mean? The mowers that we have,
Right.
And even that one you had, the wet disc thing that you're explaining, like that's not easy to run, every single yard, like stand-on mowers and zero turns they have now. It's not easy, to use that.
There was very hard to squeeze, and your wrists and stuff would get fatigued. And I still run the walk behinds now, being here where we live at in the mountains, and they're a lot softer grip with the hydro pumps and motors and stuff that's available now.
Yeah, I gotcha. Hey, Willow, have you ever seen a John Deere mower? No? Yes, you have. You got to talk when I ask you a question if you want to, okay? But you don't have to if you don't want to. But yeah, so tell us a little bit about, so right now, so then you had that John Deere walk behind, and tell people, so you're in the mountains of North Carolina, right? So,
Right.
So your yards are a lot, they're on slopes and this and that, right?
Most of them are either between slope or just straight up side of a mountain.
I gotcha.
I mean, there's I guess what would be flat to me would be still somewhat slow.
Right.
My yard's flat, but we just don't have.
Well, it's just because you're at a flat spot in the side of the mountain kind of deal, right?
Yeah, it's just in between two mountains, kind of in the valley.
Now, tell us about that property. Well, yeah, I want you to talk about what happened in the hurricane last year, but let's stick on the business right now. So you got rid of that John Deere walk behind. This is in '93, so like I was born in '91. So this is crazy. So you have mowed a lot of lawns if you've been in it since then. Have you been full time in it since '93?
I would say that I've mowed pretty much full time. There was some years that I worked a full-time job and mowed full-time as well.
Right. And what jobs did you have?
Machinist. I went to tech school for machine shop, so I've run some CNC lathes and mills, making different parts.
Oh, that's awesome. That's cool.
But I just couldn't stand the factory work, being inside.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And I'd work a graveyard shift, so I could get off of work of a morning and still go mow grass.
I gotcha.
And I've done that for about 10 years one time, and which was about 8 years too long.
Yeah.
But, the whole time I was still mowing.
Right. So what is your route? So you moved on from that John Deere walk behind. You're still using walk behinds. What walk behinds do you use today?
Today I have Ferris.
Okay.
All of my, let's see, I've got two Ferris walk behinds, a 52 inch and a 61 inch. Then I have two Ferris Z3X stand-on mowers,
Oh, those are awesome.
which are one of them's a 60 inch and one's 61 inch.
Okay.
Why they changed it, I don't know, but it still takes the same blades and the same belts, and they just kind of reconfigured the deck.
Right. They must have just changed like the V part, just how a deck works, just slightly.
Right,
And
I
it
don't-
made it inch somehow.
I don't know if people are having issues with some stragglers, getting missed, or what the reason was, but
And that's
and
interesting.
then I have
I think those Ferris walk behinds are probably some of the best walk behinds on the market right now. Which walk behinds do you have? Do you have like that wide one? Do you have like the FW 45, 35, like that huge wide one that's like the super wide apart, the rear wheels, or do you have the FW 25 where it could almost be the same frame as the 36 model, but you can get in 48 too? Like, which Ferris walk behinds do you run?
mine would be the bigger. I'm not sure if they're 35 or 45, even 45.
45 would be ones they came out in the last few years. They have the oil guard system and all that. Do yours have that?
No, mine's older than that, so probably 35.
Well, the 45 is just kind of like the newest version of the 35. With some added features and whatnot. But the 35, that thing's a beast.
It's like I say, I've got one. It's a 52 inch cut, and one it's a 61 inch cut. So they're definitely bigger.
I got you. So you got the big versions. And those are,
Yes.
even though they're walk behinds, because of the frame is so big and stuff on those, they still can be pretty heavy, Would you agree or not? Those big ones.
I mean, they're not heavy like the Z3X stand on, but I would say they're still in the neighborhood of 700,
Yeah.
800 pounds maybe.
Right. But they're super cool. And if you have not seen one of those, I'll have them send me a picture of it, and I'll put it like as the little thumbnail of this podcast. But those big walk behinds, in my opinion, are super, super cool. Like, they're just, I don't know, the back wheels are wide apart. They look awesome. They probably the coolest looking walk behind, and probably the one of the best functioning ones on the market. I do think those Hustler ones are cool too, that have like the dirt bike handlebars. Have you ever ran those at the expo?
No, I mean, I've seen some people, in our area that have them, but I've never operated one.
I gotcha. Well, what social media and stuff do you do now? Are you, I know you're on YouTube, but do you do anything else? Because I don't do anything else. Well, I'm not on like Instagram and stuff like that. So if you have that, I wouldn't know.
I mean, I don't post anything, or at least not regular. It's probably been who knows when since I posted anything.
What about on
mean,
YouTube? Same?
Same. I haven't posted on YouTube in a very long time, I guess.
Well, I think that you definitely. I love your, just the way you talk and your personality and all that. And so, we want to see some more YouTube videos from you and videos of you mowing on those side hills and stuff. That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to. I mean, I should. Just for even to grow my business locally, I think it would help a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in that same boat. I have not posted regularly on there either. It's just hard for me to juggle, putting time into it, like family-wise, editing and stuff, and just, mentally putting time, effort into it, filming and editing and all that stuff. But still, I've been really enjoying this because I like to listen to podcasts while I'm out mowing anyway, and so I know other guys do as well. And so this is a really, really cool way where I can connect with you or connect with people. Every week I have someone on here, and just use it to build friendships. It's not a big deal. I'm not, big online or anything like that. But it is a cool thing, to be able to. I'd like to call and talk to you anyway, and so we might as well record it. It can benefit other people too. You know what I'm saying? So.
Right.
Yeah.
I heard the one you and Dan done. Well, it aired last week, I guess, or
Yeah, that's right.
whatever it was. But, I had met Dan several years ago at the very first Lawn and Landscape Society.
Okay.
There in,
Yep. Kohler event.
Mississippi. Yeah.
I never been to that, but people said it was awesome.
Yeah, that's where I met Dan at, and found out that he was relatively close. Of course, I've never been, to meet Dan or anything, but I
Right.
think he's probably about 2.5 hours from where I live.
I gotcha. What about the husband and wife that have a YouTube channel? Or do they live close to you?
Happy's family.
Yes.
Yeah, we're probably about 45 minutes.
Oh, I gotcha. So it's reasonably close because I know they're still out there mowing, still making videos too. Same thing. That's cool. And they even run the Ferris mowers too. Same.
Yes. Yeah, they've got the same.
And so are your yards kind of similar to the ones like they have?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, very similar.
I gotcha. Well, it's beautiful terrain. Trying to, how do we explain it to guys that are just listening on audio? But like you live in a beautiful mountain area, and so all the properties are in the mountains, on windy roads through the mountains, on steep, just yards and stuff. It's really cool. I mean, that's the normal there, but just beautiful properties. The type of grass that grows, all that is it's amazing. And especially sometimes if you have mountain view or stuff. Now tell us a little bit about your setup. Like, what are you running for setup? Is it hard parking sometimes? Kind of tell us a little bit about that. What do you run right now as far as trailer, truck, all that?
Right now we're running out of a Ford Cutaway. It's like a van body with the back cut out of it, and like a fiberglass molded back, and dovetail flatbed.
Okay, so you have like a mowing truck, like you pull the mowers up on the truck. Oh, that's awesome.
Right.
So no trailer, is what you're saying.
I mean, we've got truck and trailer and a couple trailers, and I also have a Mitsubishi, one of the cab over, same kind of flatbed setup, but it's I don't know if its turbo has went out or fuel injectors are plugged up, or so we hadn't been using it, but been running out of this other truck.
So it's a Cutaway. Is it a Ford? What year is it? Is it diesel? Tell us a little bit about your main mowing truck.
No, it's a 2011. It's instead of a F450, it's an E450.
Yep.
And I guess that's for the Cutaway or whatever.
Well, it's for
but-
Econoline if it was a van, you know.
Yeah, okay, a Econoline. And it's the V10 gas motor.
Oh, that's awesome. And so what do you mean a fiberglass part? Does it have just like a couple of feet of like fiberglass behind the single cab?
No, it's just cut off right behind the driver's seat. So you got driver's seat and then a little jump seat in the middle and then the passenger seat. But the fiberglass, is just, right there behind the driver's seat.
I gotcha. But it's not like another seat back there. It's not that big, you're saying?
No, it's just a single cab type setup.
Yeah, I'd like to have maybe that should be what we put the picture of this podcast, because that would be cool. I mean, I love trailerless setup, just the idea of that, especially in the type of thing that you're involved in. Parking a trailer could be an issue, backing a trailer could be an issue. Just in the mountains, just the way things wind and this and that. I mean, I think it'd be a benefit for anyone, not having a truck and trailer, but definitely in a situation like yours. And that's awesome.
Yeah, definitely here in the mountains, you're up on the side of the mountain and, maybe if there's limited parking, it's definitely hard to get, turned around and, stuff. So it's just way easier for a trailerless setup.
I gotcha. And so is it like the bed on the back, is it like a box truck or it's just like a open, like a mesh, like a trailer back?
Yeah, it's open.
Okay.
I've got I built the bed on it myself. It's just
Oh, that's awesome.
the expanded metal like
Yep,
the
yep.
tailgates are made out of.
Right?
I've
Like a
got my tailgate,
Like a trailer
and
gate.
then I've got the, if you want to call it sideboards. Yeah, they're, I think, 10 inches tall, and it's all the same diamond expanded metal.
Okay. So you only have
And,
like 10-inch sides on it, you're saying?
Right.
I gotcha. So where do you put your trimmers and stuff?
I've got a trimmer rack, and so I've got my trimmers, on the side, and my blowers. I've got the big backpack blowers, and they just sit inside for now.
I gotcha. Yeah, they
It's,
just sit in there with the mowers and stuff.
It's all. I mean, I don't think it's a full 8-foot wide, but it's pretty close.
I gotcha. So how
So
many mowers do you fit on there?
I can fit three mowers, 2 stand-ons and a walk-behind.
And what do you run with every day? Do you run with just 2 or what?
It just depends on the crew, I guess. I had one guy quit me probably maybe a month or so ago, and we was running, a walk behind and a stand on the truck, and a walk behind and a stand on with our trailer and truck. But here lately, we've just been running 2 stand-ons and a walk behind on the cutaway van.
Right. So are you able to use the stander on most lawns, or what percentage do you think you're having to use the walk behind?
I can use them on most lawns. There's some at Obviously you're going to have to use the walk behind on. I mean, I can do a lot with the stand on. It's just a different technique.
Right.
Sometimes you got to, go up the hill and then back it back down, and go up and back down, instead of trying to go up and turn around or, because they're so heavy, it makes it hard to go sideways.
Yep.
Especially with it being as wet as it's been. I know you had talked about it raining every single day.
Yeah, it's been like that lately.
I mean, it rained on us three different times today.
Oh, wow. So does being in the mountains, does that like help like with the rain, like draining off your lawns? Because everything drains off down into somewhere? Or do you still, deal with the mud in the yards?
Well, I mean, it does cause it to drain a lot quicker, but, you're going to have mud somewhere, because of, the way that, the house site's graded to be, so you can have a driveway or, some kind of a flat yard but, for the most part, it drains. The drainage is fine. That's the whole issue with these hurricanes that we get when they come through, that you talked about earlier. If you're in, Florida or Louisiana or Mississippi or, they're still devastating, but that water, it just comes in and sort of goes back out, whereas here in the mountains, it's all, gravity.
Right.
And that water, the water just, takes everything in its path. Water's very dangerous.
Yep.
And so, just the erosion and then when it does get to a flatter spot, where, it just gets in the fields and farms and, stuff. But just deal with the rain that we've been having, it's just a pop-up thunderstorms, just like they have in Florida or something.
Right. Yeah, that's what it's been here too. It's crazy. Seems sometime in the afternoon, it seems like, and then yeah, I mean, it has. I don't think it's rained the last couple of days, but that has been the pattern. And guys, I apologize if you heard a little mic noise earlier. My daughter Willow was on the podcast, but she has left now, so I mute her mic. But she thought it was so cool that she had a mic, so she was going to talk on it. But then once we actually do it, she gets a little scared of it. She really just wanted to play with it and move it around. So you shouldn't hear that noise anymore because she went back inside. But I just don't want to, exclude my kids from my life. You know what I mean? If they want to jump on here, that's fine,
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So I apologize just for guys that are listening out there. So let's talk a little bit about the storm that happened last year, because you still showed up at Expo, even though that one picture you showed me where that shop and all that stuff was under mud. Tell a little bit about that property and what happened, because guys, they don't even understand. Try to explain that to them.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you can explain it. I mean, there's lots of probably YouTube footage of Asheville and Haywood County and Buncombe County, and if anybody is listening, would go check out the YouTube and just type in Helene or Fred. Those were two back-to-back ones, but the property that I sent you the picture of was, where I growed up at. It was my mom and dad's house, and we had two back-to-back hurricanes, like a week apart in 2004.
Oh wow.
And I couldn't tell you what the names of them were, but
Right.
it was a rainy year like what we've had this year. So when the hurricane come through, the ground was already,
It's already wet.
already wet, and so it just, it wasn't flooding like, the Helene that we just had last year, but it was plenty bad enough. But my mom and dad got an offer from one of our neighbors to buy a different house, and so they bought it, and I bought that house from my dad,
Okay.
and we've redone the inside, new sheetrock, new electrical, and everything, and I had been renting it out, and lucky for those folks, they had just left about 2 weeks before.
Oh wow.
But it was, I don't know if it's probably a 2-foot crawl space. I mean, it was literally just enough to crawl under to check on the pipes or whatever you needed to.
Right.
But the water was, like 5 foot in the house. So add another 2 foot or so for the crawl space. The water was 7 to 8 feet high inside
wow.
that house. And so, like I say, with all the erosion and stuff, there's all kinds of, when the water goes down, it just leaves about a foot of old mud. And
Yep.
but
So you had to shovel out your house of mud.
the house is already condemned by the county. As far as that goes, I mean, it's done. The walls are collapsing and the floors collapsed, and black mold growing in the stuff. So it's not by no means livable or even fixable, really. In my shop, we did shovel it out and get everything pressure washed. And
So was the shop okay after you done all that?
yeah, the shop is a concrete block structure. You still got the doors and stuff, but everything was fine. Was structurally, is just with the Hurricane Fred that was 21. Yeah, 2021. Okay. I had, it came really quick. With there was actually a couple of big landslides.
Oh wow! So is that property semi-flat? Because I remember seeing your pictures of it. Is it like close to a river or something? Like, why is there so much water there? And how far away is where you actually live? And kind of explain that a little bit.
Yeah, the house, it's about, say, 100 yards from the river, and the property where the house sat on's flat, but the rest of the property goes up. So it's it's not all flat, but yeah, we're about 100 yards off of the river, and like I was saying, well, it'd been a tropical storm by the time they got to the mountains, but it was Fred. There was a couple of big landslides where all the trees and stuff actually dammed up the river.
Okay.
And then when that broke loose, that caused, all of that water to come, at once.
So those dams and stuff were set up in 2021, and then when you got this Helene, it filled that up and burst out of there. Is that what you're saying?
No, with Helene last year, it was just that much rain.
Oh, I gotcha.
There wasn't no damming that I'm aware of.
So what happened in 21? Why you bring that up? Did it flood that year too?
Yeah, it flooded probably about 2 feet higher than Helene.
Oh wow!
I say with that big landslide, it washed all of those trees, and it made like just a dam. And then when all of that broke loose, it just came real fast.
So was your house under 7 feet of water during 2021 as well?
Yeah, if not more.
Oh wow! So what did you do? Did you already rebuild the house since then and now, or what?
No, the house, like I say, was condemned after the 2021. So
that makes sense. Yes, right.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? Does insurance pay you, or what does that mean by condemned? I don't really explain that to me.
Well, I mean, structurally, it'd be unsafe to go inside the house.
I gotcha.
And for it collapse and cave in, and and then health reasons as well. With I say we hadn't done anything to it because just devastation.
Right. Yeah, that would be so hard because that's house you grew up in, and yeah, it would be an emotional thing. Is what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean it's definitely emotional, but there's just a lot of, I guess, health and safety risks as well.
I gotcha. So are you going to rebuild that house, or what's the plan on that?
No, it's because of where it's at, being in that kind of floodplain. They would never issue permits to ever build anything back.
Oh, I gotcha.
I mean, if if I've got cash money, I can do what I want to.
Okay.
And nobody could stop you as far as that goes. But you'd never be able to buy any insurance on it or anything.
Because they wouldn't insure it because it's in the flood area?
Right.
I gotcha. That is crazy. So it must have was it did it not flood as much like back in the day when you were a kid or something,
Right. It never flooded, as much as it has. Well, if you go back to 2004, which would be 21 years ago, we have what they call 100-year floods.
Okay.
Where the water, gets that high. And so it's happened 4 times in the last 20 years. We've had 4 100-year floods in 20 years.
That's crazy. And the house just like floods every time.
Well, like you say, when I was growing up, it never got that high. But, the last two times, it's been, I guess the climate change and stuff,
Are they like,
whatever's changed.
yeah, are they like
changing.
building stuff upstream? And like, have they changed how it runs down the mountain or something? Like, has the land, has man like changed how it drains off the mountain or something? You know what I mean?
Probably not so much. I mean, there is a lot of building in other areas, but where I live, once you get probably, I don't know, 10 or 12 miles, it turns into like game land. So it's all owned by the government.
I gotcha. Yep.
So there's nobody lives there. There's no houses or roads or, it's, like I mentioned, the Biltmore House at the first of your podcast. We've also got the Blue Ridge Parkway, and I'm sure you're familiar with the Blue Ridge Parkway.
I'm not. Tell me about it. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, it's just a government owned, government funded. It starts in Cherokee, which I don't know if you're familiar with Cherokee, but
I've been like come through little parts. Is that like it has the little Indian town? Like I'm going to Pigeon Forge, and I come through.
Right. It's next to Pigeon Forge. We're about, if you take the interstate, it's probably an hour to Pigeon Forge.
Oh wow! So you're not terribly far from there.
No, I say we're.
Because coming up from Georgia, I went to, I guess this was last year. We went on a snow trip to Ober Mountain, I think it's called, Ober, and I think that's in Gatlinburg, maybe.
That's Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge.
Yeah, it's in that area. But we, coming up through Georgia, I go through that little part of North Carolina where it has that little Indian town, like where it's, it's in like a different language and all that.
Right.
And is that what you're talking about?
Well, I mean, the parkway itself is just, a scenic. I mean, it goes across the tops of the mountain range all the way from Cherokee to up into Virginia.
I gotcha.
Is the Blue Ridge Parkway. And like I say, it just follows the top of the mountain. It's, just a scenic, touristy type thing. But, I'd say it's pretty well famous.
Yeah.
But, Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, all of that's real close too. If you come from where you live, I know you've been to Daniels before.
Yep.
But if you come, it's 441 that goes up into North Carolina. I guess 441 comes pretty close to where you live, don't it?
It does. Yes. It snakes down through all the towns and stuff, and it does come here. It kind comes through the town of Madison, which is like, south of Athens and stuff. And it actually comes, I can go, be at a part of 441 in probably about, I would say 10 minutes from my house. I could be to, kind of where it comes across Madison to Eatonton. But, and I live about an hour south, like from where the UGA Bulldogs and all that stuff is,
Right.
So you're a lot closer to the expo than me. How far, if you're that close, you must be closer to the expo because, it takes me about 8 hours to drive there.
Yeah, it takes us, I think Google says it takes 5.5 hours. But,
Oh, okay.
Time you stop.
Right. Get a chicken biscuit, right?
Yeah, there's Buc-ee's in Kentucky.
Yep.
We go down into Tennessee and take a right in Knoxville.
Okay.
And
Yep.
go up almost to Cincinnati. Well, it'd be Lexington, Kentucky, but there's a Buc-ee's, and you can't go without not stopping at Buc-ee's. So.
What do you recommend at Buc-ee's? What do you get there?
Their brisket's really good, and their pulled pork's really good. And I try to stay away from the cakes and donuts and
Right. The candies and such.
Candies and stuff. But if you're a sweet tooth, then all of their stuff's pretty good.
So you get the brisket sandwich there? Is it like some kind of sandwich? Is that right?
Yeah, you can get it on a sandwich or just on a plate.
I gotcha. So are you coming to the expo this year?
We haven't made any arrangements yet, but I know we'll be there.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I would love to see you guys. It's always, you're a part of the community. You've been part of the community for a long time, so you need to be there,
Yeah, my son, he'll definitely want to go, and I'm sure you got to meet him. Well, I know
Yes.
you met him.
Yeah.
He's the great big guy that's, a head taller than everybody else.
Right. Yeah, I need to, guys out there, if you want to come to the expo, promo code Tony, get you 50% off. I need to call the Mexican place and make sure they're good for Wednesday night, because that's always fun, I need to make sure that's good to go. And talk a little bit about when was the first time you ever went to the expo? Like, how did I know you? Did I talk to you on YouTube, like on your channel, or what? Or how did I first meet you back in the day? You know what I'm saying? Talk a little bit about that.
I was kind of familiar with your YouTube channel, so I don't know if we'd ever, probably some comments through the comment section or something, but I'm sure that I just walked up and introduced myself to you.
I remember it was so cool that first time I met you, because it's cool. Like you have the Duck Dynasty beard, plus you have a cool mountain accent. So you're like a real mountain man,
It was
But that was a long time
I
ago.
don't
Like,
know,
what year you think that was?
2016, 2017 maybe.
Okay.
It was way back before, I never went to the pizza place or anything that Jones used to go to, but
Yep.
it was way back before Naylor had any events or anybody had any events. It it was just, if you recognize somebody from YouTube, you just went up and talked to them, or
So you never went to like the Pleasure Ridge Pizza meetup, like with Geek to
No.
Freak and stuff?
no.
But what about the cave? Did you go to that one?
Yeah, I had been to the cave.
I think the cave was super cool.
It was cool. Yeah, they had it at the cave. I don't know, I guess 2 or 3 years before the COVID came, and
Yep.
they wouldn't let that many people
I
be
think-
in one.
I think 17 it started going to the cave. 16 I think it was the last year it was at the pizza place. 17 I think it went to the cave, if I remember correctly. And then 18 at the cave, 19 at the cave, and then boom, 2020. You know what I'm saying?
That's probably about right. But
And we're talking about Thursday night thing, guys. It used to be called GIE Rally, and now they call it something else. But super cool. Especially,
well,
go ahead.
when they first started, or when Naylor, started kind of taking over after Geek the Freak kind of dropped off the radar.
Right.
I think they called it After Party.
Yeah, well, they still called it GIE Rally for a while because I have all the T-shirts and it says it on there, on the front, and then now it's called
Okay.
YouTube Rally or something, which it doesn't really make sense to not call it a YouTube Rally because I feel like nowadays, YouTube is a smaller portion of of all the social medias out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Whereas back then, I feel like it was kind of more. It was main thing. Now people do like TikTok and and Instagram and whatever else these young people do.
right.
I don't know. I don't even go on any of those. But yeah, it's just really really cool. You're one of those people that it's like it's cool to meet someone like you. That's just a really really humble spirit and just a great guy. They don't make guys like you every day. They don't.
Geez, I certainly hope not. Yeah. I mean, I know you talk a lot about your faith and
Yep.
Jesus and God, and and I say, you talk about your faith, and so I know about writings of Paul, and Paul,
Yes.
he says I'm the chiefest of sinners.
Yes.
I mean, so I am, and the scripture says our best is just filthy rags.
Right.
And so I'm nobody by any means,
But you're somebody to me,
Yeah.
though. I'll tell you that.
you certainly just got to wake up every morning and try to, live life, the way that Jesus wants us to.
Right.
And, it's hard. You're driving down the road and somebody pulls out in front of you. And
In the mountains, right?
yeah, I mean, it's like, this is, we'll just pull out in front of this guy with a truckload of lawnmowers,
Right.
And, but, we just,
That's so cool. I can hear that cricket or whatever in the background. That's straight from the mountains, guys. That's for real. That's cool.
yeah, I'm just standing out here in the driveway. I say it just got through raining right before dark. Like I was soaking wet, so I came in and took a shower.
I gotcha. So your lawns are pretty green then?
Yeah, they're green and they're growing like crazy.
So do you do like, just like me and a lot of people, do you do a lot of leaf cleanups too?
We do a lot of leaf cleanups. You know, I've never been down your way in the fall. You know, I don't know if you've been up here in the fall. I say fall.
I'm sure it's beautiful over there.
Fall here is a real tourist attraction. You know, people coming to check out the fall color.
Uh-huh.
You know, so the leaves start changing colors usually while we're at GIA, and then we
I
come
gotcha.
back. And
So are you able to like blow them off people's yards, like into the woods down the mountain, or how do you deal with that?
some people we can blow them off. You know, others, you know, we suck them up and haul them off.
Do you have like a vac system or something?
Yeah, I have one of the. It's not the big billy goat vac, you know, like Cameron or Spencer and them have, but it's like the next size down.
Well, that'd be pretty
And,
handy though, right? So do you have to like blow them all out to a certain area by the road or something?
Yeah, I've got I've got the Ventrac, you know, like
That's
Cameron's
right. That's
got.
right. Yeah, and I know, and you're friends with Cameron too, right? I mean, you've known him for a
Right.
long time as well.
Right. So I've got a leaf plow that goes on the Ventrac, and then I've got a PTO blower that goes on the Ventrac. And so, you know, we can take that blower and blow, you know, till you get a big pile, and then take that leaf plow and push them to the truck. And plus we've got the Echo 9010 blowers.
Yep. Oh, I gotcha.
And,
So that's your backpack blower of choice.
Right. And so we just get them all pushed to the curb or to the driveway, and then suck them up.
Now,
I have a dump.
do your
I have a
customers have
dump
gravel
truck.
driveways or they have concrete?
You know, a lot of the subdivision HOA properties will have gravel or pavers, concrete
Okay.
pavers,
Okay.
or just regular concrete. I mean, you got rural communities that still have a lot of gravel.
Right.
Uh,
And so what is your mix of lawns? Are you like mowing in those mountain neighborhood like subdivisions, or do you mow like ones kind of out by themselves on like, in a field on the side of a hill, or you got kind of a mixture of both, or how does that work?
we just got a mixture. I mean, we got some that are in, subdivided neighborhood, and some that are, I guess you'd say, more rural than others. But there's no route density.
Yeah, I
You know,
gotcha.
We're driving, regardless. So, it's not like, some of the, YouTube channels that push
Yep.
the route density and stuff. I mean, it just don't happen here.
Yeah,
And I
well,
know
it's just
that-
part of the terrain,
Right. But, it is mountains and trees, and so we do have a lot of leaves. So,
I gotcha.
leaf cleanups is a big part of, that fall season. Even through the winter, I'll get calls for people, to spring. Can you do leaf cleanups?
Oh, that's great. Yeah. And so do you, I guess where you would be kind of where you are in the country, snow would kind of be hit or miss, right? But you wouldn't, do you like plow snow or no, or what?
No, I've never bought any snow equipment. I mean, it is hit or miss, but there's some some HOA communities, that might have retirement age people
Right.
where the snow and salt and stuff's a bigger thing, but most of the people, everybody's got 4-wheel drive, and they just like to get out and go do donuts and stuff and play in the snow anyway. So
Well, I know that like I said, I think it was February sometime, we went up and went snow tubing, me and the kids and stuff, and my wife. And we were driving through that big national park area, and I mean, there was parts, they had legitimate, like, a foot of snow. Like, we pulled over in, like, a little pull-off lookout area and had a snowball fight. Like, there was snow there. You know what I mean? Like, for real.
yeah. I mean, forget the name of that parkway.
You drive for a long time, winding back and forth, like in the woods,
Yeah,
It's beautiful.
it's,
Part of the national park, national forest, something like that.
right. It's from where you was talking about, from Cherokee on over to Gatlinburg.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's where it is, in between there.
It's like Kleeman's Dome is the name of it, and it's like 6,600 feet above sea level.
Oh, okay.
There's a couple places.
What's the
Mount-
park called? Like the national park that you drive through? What is that called? Smoky Mountain or something like that?
It may be Smoky Mountain National Park. I forget exactly how it's worded, but I know that Cameron, he comes up about every year, and him and his wife and kids take a picture in front of that sign there that says whatever it is about the Smoky
I
Mountains.
think it says Great
National
Smoky Mountains
Park.
or something.
Yeah, Great Smoky Mountains National Park. If there's a couple places where they say it's the highest elevation east of the Rockies.
Oh, wow.
So there's a couple of different mountains that are over 6,000 feet, which, Rocky Mountains are probably 1,600 feet, but still it's at 600 feet or 6,000 feet, it's probably 25 degrees cooler.
Okay. So is that why there's snow there?
Yeah, and just the way the mountain range, whatever it does to the atmosphere.
And it's crazy.
Yeah,
Like
we'll-
you're driving on those roads, and there are certain parts where you can see like miles down the mountain. You know what I mean? Just off the side of the road.
Right. It's I know the difference from my house to down into Pigeon Forge, it's 20 degrees difference.
20 degrees warmer where you are, or colder?
Well, a bit cooler where I'm at. I can leave I can leave here and it'll be 85 degrees, and be in Pigeon Forge and it'll be 105.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's just crazy. And, it's just that when you get off of that national park, that Smoky Mountains National Park, it's just night and day difference. Temperature.
Yeah. So it must be. So a lot of the season, that would be a big benefit to where you live, right? As the temperatures, even during the summer, would be not too bad, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's not, everybody, thinks it's hot, but
Right.
of course, I guess
But it's relative,
You know.
you know?
it's, 92, 95 degrees is pretty hot for here.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, like you say, it's been so rainy that it hadn't had a chance to be that hot.
So is it like in the 80s, like, like today?
Yeah, I don't know. We had an early thunderstorms today. It started about 1 o'clock. I know yesterday I looked at my weather app on my phone and it was 88.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And so,
Sounds beautiful,
that's-
though. Sounds beautiful to me, that terrain, especially, during this time of year and stuff. And in the fall, especially, I'm sure it would just be beautiful there, seeing the trees, like on the sides of the mountains and stuff would be really cool.
Obviously, no matter where you live, there's no place like home, but
Right.
it is beautiful, and it's easily taken for granted. If you're way down east at the Myrtle Beach or Emerald Isle or the other popular type Hilton Heads or
Yep. How far are you from Hilton Head?
it's probably say maybe 7 hours, 8 hours.
Oh, okay. And what's your closest city? Did you say how far are you like from Asheville? Is that like your biggest city that's close?
Yeah, we're like 30 minutes from Asheville.
Oh, wow. And what is Asheville? Do they have like everything over there?
I hate to say it, but they ain't no telling how many of them breweries they are, and,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
people, I guess, are moving, to be near the breweries and stuff that goes on, but the scenic beauty, the mountain views and just the cooler temperatures and probably
Right.
makes it a place because I know those breweries are probably everywhere. They can't be all drinking that much beer.
Yeah. Yeah, they have them. They have them like, in neighboring towns where I live and stuff. Yeah, I never really like participated in them, but they do have one. They even have one here at Lake Oconee. There's this place that used to be like a feed mill, like way back in the day, and so they like, converted it, and they make I don't know what they do over there. They drink beer and have like cornhole and stuff, whatever.
Right.
Right. And so that's crazy. So even though 7 feet of water, you still came to Expo last year. You still made it happen. So no excuses for the rest of the guys out there who are like, had a little storm damage. I couldn't come, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's like everybody says. I mean, uh, they put that show on in middle of October, so, you know, there's no excuse for nobody to come. I mean, you can say you're busy, or, I mean, even if, you're way down south in Florida and mow year round, or, you still got time to come to the expo.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, I mean, all of us are busy, including you, including me. Yeah, everyone's busy, but we're gonna choose to put importance on it and just take a couple of days and do that, and then we'll go right back to blowing the leaves, right? So that's what we'll
right,
do.
right. I mean, I mean, for the last, I don't know, 5 years or so, uh, since my son's been coming with me, me and, well, he just got married,
Oh, that's awesome.
well, year before last.
Yep. Oh, yeah, I talked to
And,
him about that.
and so, uh, yeah, year before last. So now, a year and a half later, they're expecting.
Oh, that's
and I
great.
get to be, so I get to be a grandpappy.
Is this your first time?
Yes, it is.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
I've got.
When is the baby due?
January.
Oh, wow. Well, I have a baby due in January, too, as well.
Oh, cool. But I have two older daughters, 32 and 31,
Okay.
but they're not going to have any kids. So, and my son, he just turned. Well, he's 22.
Oh, wow, he's young. Yeah, I think I'm 33 or 34, somewhere in there.
Yeah. Well, but yeah, we've just been renting an Airbnb.
Okay, there's a tip for guys,
So
There's a lot of options if you look on Airbnb, around the city and whatnot.
me and my son, and his wife and my wife, and
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can get an Airbnb. They don't book up like the hotels do.
Right.
So you can get a nice, Vrbo or Airbnb or
Yeah, they're all the
whatever
same. Right.
whatever sites you go on, and we'll just go and stay all week.
Oh, I gotcha.
You know,
Yep.
we'll leave home early Monday morning, and just drive up and
Do you go
take
sightseeing
our
and stuff?
time. And yeah, we do. I mean, I don't know. Some of the not really touristy stuff, but we'll go check around Louisville and
Yeah,
different places.
I gotcha.
We like to go to. There's a couple Harley Davidson dealerships, and we'll go check out the motorcycles and talk to the salesman,
Yep.
and of course there's a big Harley Davidson dealership there in Louisville,
Oh, okay.
the Bluegrass Harley Davidson, I think's what it's called, and they have the guy that owns it actually has a lot of older motorcycles, his personal type collection that he's got on display, in different parts of the dealership. It's
cool.
not like a museum or anything.
Right,
but,
right. He just
it's
owns them or whatever.
right. and go to the Louisville Slugger or
Yep.
the
It's a baseball
They
bat
got a-
place, guys. If you heard of Louisville Slugger baseball bats, you can go there and get a bat and like watch them like do the little engraving stuff. It's cool. I haven't been there yet, but I've seen videos about it. I'd like to go there at some point. That'd be cool.
I mean, they've got a KFC museum,
Oh, okay.
which is the Kentucky Fried Chicken,
Right.
Kentucky, of course. But I mean, it's like it's not nothing, to
We want
So
to
get
we
it-
want to go to the Ark Encounter thing at some point too. We potentially might do that this year. You know what I'm talking about? The Kinham.
yeah. I mean,
yeah.
that's more over toward the Lexington,
Yes. Yep.
Cincinnati, or in that area. I haven't been, but I know my sister and my mom and dad, and I know people that have been.
I gotcha.
Yeah, it'd be cool to check out.
Well, I thank you so much for your time tonight. I mean, this is awesome to talk to a guy from the mountains, in the mountains, live from the mountains, even with the bugs in the background. And he took time to stand out in his driveway and talk to us. And I can't wait for the biggest family reunion in our industry. And it's gonna be awesome. I mean, I'm so looking forward to it. Just like all of us, a lot of things I got to get done in my business between now and then. But just a lot of things I got to figure out, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna make it happen. So it's not too late for you guys. And so, would you like to pray us out?
Yeah, I could.
That'd be great.
Yeah. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we just thank you so much to live in a country that we can, work outside or work for ourselves, or, just freedom to, get on the podcast and talk to our friends and, just be able to, share our faith or say a prayer and, just, have some good friends to talk to. And I don't not be part of the world, but, just share our faith with other believers, other followers, not only believers. But, I just thank you for my business. And I thank you for Tony and him inviting me on his podcast. And Lord, just help us to be Christian people that you'd have us to be. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen. You're awesome, bud. So, as we leave off
Yeah.
here, what would you've been in this since 93, and so a lot of thoughts have went through your mind of all these years of owning a business. What can you tell to guys mowing part-time, he needs to make extra money, or he wants to, or he's newly, full-time in his business, and what's just a little bit of encouragement, you can give them, because you've been in the game a long time. You've been through a lot of problems that a lot of guys are going through right now. You know what I'm saying? I like, you should, if you leave them with some little tip, that could change someone's life. So, and you have, so much experience, way more than me, So what can you tell the guys out there that are, maybe they're feel like they're struggling, or they feel like their business is hard, or whatever the thing might be.
Well,
What's something you can tell them?
I mean, first and foremost is, have a good CPA, somebody that, to help you with your financial side.
Right.
And have your tax stuff and your insurance, and I guess you can hear the sirens and stuff.
I can.
Must be a wreck or something.
I gotcha.
But
So get a
Yeah,
good,
I
get a
mean,
good
biz-
CPA, because you need to know if
biz-
you're making money or not, right?
yeah, I mean, plus too the other stuff that they, help with your, bookkeeping and counting and, just good clean books.
Amen. That's a great thing to keep in mind for all of us, even that been in
Because
for a long time.
business is hard, and it's always going to be hard, and it can get easier, or I would say it could get easier, if you're a bigger company and you've got, the administration to, to take a lot of stuff off of your plate as a business owner.
Right.
But, business is always going to be hard. I asked a guy, just recently, he's in a completely different field, but, he said it don't get easy until, you sell it out to somebody, or,
Yeah.
it's always going to be hard, but, just hustle and, a good strong hustle. I mean, mowing's not for the lazy.
Right. Absolutely.
I mean, you have to want it, and you have to, be able to suck it up and get out there when it's, 90 or.
And even scheduling around the rain and stuff is a challenge,
Yeah, I mean, it just, when you're, like you say, our grass is different. I don't know what it's like to mow, Bermuda or centipede or the grasses that y'all have, down in your area, but
Right.
right now, we have a lot of crabgrass,
Uh-huh.
and if you've got crabgrass, mowing crabgrass is miserable.
Right. It's hard to
I
get
mean,
it to cut right.
Yeah, I mean, it just cuts and wads up and rolls out, but for the young guys or the new guys, or just jump in with both feet and hit it hard.
Absolutely. And something I'm trying to learn is just trying to learn to enjoy the small things of business, Like even at 30 minutes before I get on here, one of my mowers, something's going on with the carburetor. I have it apart sitting right over here in the shop next to me. Like, there's always something going on, with the business. But we have to just enjoy the small things, enjoy, hey, we got a nice evening. Hey, we finally finished our lawns for the week, try to enjoy our family and enjoy if we move our schedule around to attend a doctor appointment with our wife or something. Enjoy, the small things that our business does afford us, because we have to, keep those things in perspective, because if we don't notice the small things, then we'll only notice the bad things,
Yeah, I mean, that's right. I mean, like I say, my kids are grown, and so with that, I don't get to see them much.
Right.
And so, I can work till dark, or I can work on Saturday, or, and then I can also take off on a Friday or a Monday, or,
Right.
when my kids were, at home and stuff, I could go to whatever they were into.
Yep.
See, I had 2 daughters, so and then so if it was cheerleading or
Yep.
something like that, or my son, he wrestled and he played some football in high school, but it just wasn't really his thing at the time. But so I could go to wrestling matches or football games or I have employees now, my son being one of them.
Yep.
There's always something broken that needs to be fixed.
Yeah. I got you.
They just had to replace a spindle on a mower, and
Oh, wow.
I've got stuff going on with my Ventrac that I have to see if I can get some parts for. And
Yeah, I know
so
Cameron's had random things going on with his Ventrac over the years, a lot of different things.
Yeah. So business is never easy, but
Right.
it depends on what size of a company you want to have. I mean, I was always like you. I just solo and done by myself.
Yeah.
Until my son got, he didn't help me too much growing up. I said, there's, plenty of time to work when you get older. Just
Right.
be a kid and do whatever. But, after he got 18 or so, then he decided, and so we've been trying to grow it.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we got-
That's awesome.
So I've got, all of those mowers that I've got, and a couple of different trucks and trailers, and we could actually stand another employee or two, but
Right.
I say business is never easy.
I gotcha. Well, thank you for your time tonight. Send me a picture of your lawn truck, the trailerless one. I want to put that as the picture so guys can see that, and I know they'll enjoy this whole this whole time hanging out with Lawn Commander. So thank you.
I'll do that, and thanks for inviting me on.
Oh yeah, I'll see you in I think 62 days. I'll see you.
Okay,
All right,
sounds
bud.
good.
You have a good
All right,
night.
Tony.
See you,
You
bud.
too.
Bye.
See ya.
There you guys have it. My man, Lawn Commander, what a cool guy, So cool listen to his mountain accent and everything. So, yeah. Don't forget promo code Tony. Quip Expo's coming up. And also, if you want to get on the podcast, send me an email, and I'll get you the Calendly link. It's just like a digital calendar thing, so it lets me know that you signed up for a specific date. I do Wednesday nights right now, 8 p.m. Eastern time, so it's pretty easy. Just, pick a date. It's booked out until every week is already booked out into October, but there are some dates available in October, so if you want to do that, that's cool. All right, so hit me up, and we will see you at the expo coming up really soon, which, obviously I'll be doing more podcasts between now and then, but whoever wants to come see us and hang out with us, you have a chance, an actual chance in real life coming up in 62 days, I think. All right, see ya.